It's as I suspected. Episode 5 is effectively the second half of Episode 4. Let's dig into the details and see what's going on. Before we begin, be sure to subscribe. Osha wakes up from her fling to the side in the cliffhanger. She stumbles into the pollen again, only to find that one of the Jedi is already gone. The fight is still going on, but the Sith has one crazy advantage: armor that can short out lightsabers. Two of the Jedi are stuck dealing with that while Yord picks up the slack. Toothy manages to slice his leg, so he should be out of the fight, right? Anyway, the red shirt Jedi go after Darth Smiley, and two of them kick it in an incredibly brutal way. Osha tries to save Yord from a similar fate. It doesn't go according to plan. Meanwhile, May grabs Kelnaka's lightsaber and runs for it. For some reason, Smilo Ren wants to go after Osha. A lightsaber is flung, which compels Sol to intervene. Yord can walk now, I guess, so he gets an order to evacuate Osha. However, there's a problem.
Who are you? You don't remember me.
Okay, who is this? As Sol and the Sith fight it out, Jecki goes after May and tries to arrest her. They grapple for a bit. All of a sudden, Darthy disengages from Sol. Yord can't make sense of the Darksider either.
He gets into your head and he stays there.
Osha outright states that the Sith could be her mother, which makes me think that the show might split the difference. For some reason, May tries to stab Jecki with a knife. That doesn't work out, but Toothy jumps in. Jecki is pretty good with a lightsaber, however, Sithy makes it sputter. Luckily, our Padawan took Kelnaka's. As the two Force wielders duel, May makes a run for it. Again, our Dark Lord destroys one of Jecki's sabers and disengages. Why? We'll have to see. At the same time, Osha and Yord return to the mothy trees. All of the buggers seem to have woken up, so they have to be very careful. The Sith confronts May and actually cuts her bindings. Jecki and Sol crash into the moment and continue the fight. Something, possibly May, calls out to Osha. Our protagonist and Yord run back to the fight because plot. It's a knockdown, drag-out match, and she'll walk it off. In all seriousness, I think that Leslie Headland actually listened to some of the criticisms of Obi-Wan Kenobi and Ahsoka. That definitely earns her a point in my book. The Sith is actually Quimir.
She was a child.
You brought her here.
That's fair. Evil, but fair. Suddenly, Quimir pulls a distraction and takes May as a hostage. What do we need to know?
I have no name, but a Jedi like you might call me Sith.
Manny Jacinto is a great actor, although something else comes up later that might contradict the whole Sith ideal. What does Darth Toothy want?
The freedom to wield my power the way I like, without having to answer to Jedi like you.
That is a surprisingly liberal and anti-woke statement. Quimir wants a pupil. May drop their deal, but Yord rejoins the fight. Oh wait, never mind. Osha stops Sol from killing the bad guy, but there's a problem.
I've accepted my darkness. What have you done with yours?
Is Quimir implying that Sol is losing control now, or that he did something to Osha then? There was no indication of an unreliable narrator in Episode 3. Sol won't strike Quimir down, so Osha sacrifices Pip to turn the moths on the Sith. Okay, Quimir's a goner. Osha wonders what Sol actually did, but May tases him before we can get an explanation. A little while later, we get a brief recap of what we've seen, and
they've brainwashed you. They've turned you against me.
If the Jedi actually did something to Osha, I'm going to shred this show. May thinks that the Jedi rob people of purpose, love, and family. She knocks her twin out and switches places with her. Why is this happening? I don't know. Oh, Quimir killed all the moths. He didn't detect Basil, though. Oh well. May finds Sol and walks him back to the ship. Our beaver boy seems to know what's going on, and it's going to be awkward. Meanwhile,
We are.
did you catch that? While it could be a music screw-up, it's also possible that Quimir is the first Knight of Ren. I'm leaning towards screw-up because of Quimir's admission in this very episode. Ah well, Quimir tends to Osha, and that's it. As I pointed out at the beginning, episodes 4 and 5 should have been put together, but there are other issues to consider. While the fight choreography is incredibly brutal and well thought out, the story decisions surrounding the battle are a little iffy. And no, I'm not merely talking about the choice to make Quimir the Sith Master or a Knight of Ren or something. That became too obvious in episode 4. We should be asking why the Jedi couldn't detect Quimir. I mean, it's possible that he learned about some masking power. However, why wouldn't the Sith do something to fulfill their master plan if they already knew how to pull that off? For 2, it's rather obvious that Quimir is being manipulative, but why would he take an interest in Osha? She has no real reason to turn to the dark side unless the Jedi actually did something, even though there's no real evidence of that. Sure, Quimir could be projecting his own guilt. It still feels odd, though. On another note, what are May's intentions? Her break with Toothy seems to be complete, and it would be silly to backflip again and go after Saul. Is she just there to be the scapegoat for all of the deaths in this episode? Why's that? I guess we'll have to see what happens next. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.